Greetings and hello world. This is Scribe Anew. I'm coming to you to share that I just received my Elego Smart Car 3.0 Plus kit. See right here. So recently I was invited by Ben Caldwell to participate in his vision for Sankofa City for Leimert Park Village. And part of that vision, he had held an experimental class called Emancipating. And in that course, he invited me as a community artist to participate with the Sci-Arc students that were also enrolled. So Sci-Arc is the Southern California Institute of Architecture. So I was able to work along with them in designing a autonomous vehicle, one that is for the Leimert Park area as we're developing with the metro system, but also even more important with emancipating the image to be able to incorporate our culture and into design, and what would that look like. So quite honestly, I hadn't even looked into designing autonomous vehicles or working with autonomous vehicles as far as my development skill set. But, you know, taking the course and, you know, collaborating and kind of being pushed to design and think outside of those limits and use my artisanship for design in that area, it's like now I'm kind of hooked. It's a great opportunity. It's phenomenal, and it's fun, quite frankly. So what I'm doing now is working on prototyping. So I had created some 2D designs, and then I created a rough 3D model. So now what I'm doing is taking this car kit, this little DIY, to get into prototyping and kind of understanding the engineering behind it. So with that said, let's take a look at what I got. Alright, so already you can see as I pre-opened the box that, the contents were very nice and neatly packed. There's a total of 4 boxes. 2 I already still have in here. This box contains my modules, and this one has my chassis right here. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this box aside and take a look. Now the kit, it's really popular and kind of geared for kids, but that means it's great for beginner adults. As a matter of fact, all of the development and science and hobby and origami and design, even going to the library, I noticed most of the books I found were in the kids section. So now I'm over there in the kids section rating their stuff, which makes, sense to do that, even though as adults, we think kids, oh, that's for kids, that's not for me. But in actuality, if you are a beginner, your mind is childlike, and more than just celebrating the kid in you, some old hey woo, that means the directions are clear and easy to understand and well illustrated. And that's what you need when you're breaking into something. So, very plain, very simple instructions. So, let's see what we have here. Like I said, this is my chassis. I have a 2-layer chassis that comes with this kit. Now the kit was under 50 bucks. And when I was doing my price comparison and looking at what it would cost for me to get each of these components to create a DIY, autonomous vehicle model, it's more expensive to buy the individual components. So when I saw this kit and it had most of the components in it, it was a steal. Like, I have all of my modules. Now this particular car kit doesn't have the camera mount. What it's using is this ultrasound sensor to be able to detect when it's in close proximity of anything that it's about to collide with. So it rotates and it kind of feels, and it redirects the car from crashing. So this is a good starting point for me. Here, this is an expansion board. And believe me, I looked at the prices of purchasing all of this stuff individually, and it was just way more expensive. This is my Bluetooth connector or Bluetooth input receiver module. This is my line tracker module. It's infrared, and what that'll do is allow the car to be able to read between white and black. So if there's a black line kind of taped down or drawn down or painted down, the vehicle will track it. So infrared line tracker. This is my motor driver. I know all of this stuff is hard to see in the plastic. I will be taking it out of the plastic soon. But just to show you that these modules came with this kit. And the kit, here it's clearly marked what's in each box as far as the content. So very well packaged. It's not some old, you've gotten those packages and you can barely read the instructions and nothing is clearly marked, and you just kind of got to DIY the DIY. But this is my Elego Uno R3 controller module. So this will be the brains that connects it all. And it's a clone of the Arduino processor. So here we go, under 50 bucks. Now when I was looking on Amazon, which I have to say, just for pricing's sake, I was finding chassis that had, you know, they had the 4-tire, 4-motor hookup, but with just one level chassis for like around $30–40 by itself. So just with that, I'm already winning. So we have that. I'm going to sit those aside for a moment. And now, let me get into what we have here. Those over there, like I said, are the modules, but here's all 4 of my motors. Let's lay that out. Here's all 4 of my tires. Let's lay those down. I have 2 USB cables, one USB, I want to say A, you know, kind of like the printer port connector, and USB micro. So USB-C to USB micro and USB-C to USB-A, I want to say. And here's my infrared remote. So that's that as far as the contents of that box. And as I'm going through this, let's see. I'll return to that thought in a minute after I go through this box. See here? This box has all of the components. So you have your black electrical tape. You have all of your bolts and screws. They're all clearly labeled. All clearly labeled. Oop, I'll get that in a minute. But your connector wires. I'm not quite sure what this looks. What is this? This might be the ultrasonic sensor module holder. That might be what that is. More screws, more stuff, but they even include your little screwdriver. Most of these screws, well, all of them look like they have Allen wrench. Let me see. Is this Allen wrench? Yeah, they have their own. I won't even say Allen wrench, but you have some Phillips and you have some with this special end. I want to say Allen. Oh, and guess what? Okay, battery pack. but they've included the other screwdrivers as well. So just a very well put together kit. I keep dropping components. Very well put together kit. So I'm going to put these bolts and screws to the side for the moment, just to kind of take a closer look at the modules. I'm really interested in those. I'm going to leave the screwdrivers out. Put these away. I'm not going to use these quite yet. That'll actually be in my next video when I'm actually building this. So just a quick little story. It feels heavy. Is there batteries? Oh! Looky here, looky here. So this is a USB connection battery pack. It's not even I thought it was going to be like the AA battery pack, but it's USB charged. Very cool. So quick little story to kind of express my personality type, because I've been asked before what made me get into any of this development stuff, and I really can quite honestly say and literally mean ever since I can remember, ever since I was a kid. So, quick fun story. 7 years old, right? My mom buys me I'm putting stuff away. See, as I'm talking, to clear the area to look at these controller modules. But my mom, I'm 7. She had bought me my own little stereo. It played 45 records, you know, and albums. And so I could be able to listen to, you know, little storybooks. Back then, storybooks, you were able to play an album like The Jungle Book, and it came with a little flip book where you can look at the illustrations and listen to the narration at the same time. Those that are, you know, in my age group, you know what I'm talking about. You had The Jungle Book, but, you know, only child, I had my own little stereo. Only child until my little sister came. But inquisitive mind, I was playing the little Jungle Book or whatever, but I became fascinated by the speakers. I was trying to figure out how was the sound going from this record out of these speakers. How was I able to hear that? What's causing that? What is that? I wanted to understand. So I started my little experiment. I walked up on it. I stood in front of the speaker. I lift the needle off. Sound stopped. Put the needle down. Sound began. And then I started to pay attention to the speaker. I'm seeing the speaker pulsate. And I wanted to know, how was that possible? So, me and my little 7-year-old brain that wanted to figure this out walked into the kitchen, and I went to the everything drawer. Everybody knows what an everything drawer is in the kitchen. So, went to the everything drawer and remembered that my mom had a screwdriver in there. And I went and I grabbed a little Phillips screwdriver, and I started unscrewing the speakers. I wanted to know how the sound got in there. What was causing that? You know, what was making this pulsing sensation? And I wanted to get to the bottom of this mystery. Needless to say, I didn't understand then, but I discovered magnets. So mounted on the back of the speakers, you know, hooked up to the speakers themselves is those, you know, big round magnets in metal casing that you can pull off that, as I got older, charged the signal or magnetized the signal for amplification as part of the conversion. But I started playing with the magnets and got off into the mystery of magnets and the push-pull and all of that. Needless to say, my mom walks in the room and she is pissed. Like, you know, this is why I don't buy you nothing. You always tell her, shut up! Not understanding, I'm just simply one of those kids. She didn't know what to do with me. So, yeah. I've always been this way. I've always gravitated toward development. And I had, you know, a relative that kind of fostered that. For Christmas, got me a microscope from Sears and a chemistry set. That's when Sears catalogs were, you know, the business, and layaway was off the chain. You can just sit there and pay on it forever. But all this to say too is, for parents that are out there that have kids like me, don't just look at your child and think that they're being destructive. If they've pulled something apart, actually ask them, why did you do it? Because for me, it was the beginnings of my creator developmental mind. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that story. Tech savvy, how did I get into this? I've been like this. I was born like this, boo. Anyhow, so let's go back and let's focus on these components. Let's get a closer look. So like I said, ooh, and I want to be so careful. Be so careful here. Here, let me turn the camera so you see. So there it is. This is the ultrasound module connection, pin connections here. Sit that down. This right here is my Bluetooth receiver. So with this module, even though I have this infrared remote right here, what this Bluetooth module allows me to do is connect to the vehicle via software on my mobile device via Bluetooth. So I'll sit that there. Here. This is the infrared tracking module. So I'm assuming the sensors, let me pull this closer. I'm assuming the sensors are these three here in the middle, because I'm seeing R, which I'm assuming means right, M for middle, and L for left. So with that said, this would actually be mounted to the bottom of the vehicle, pointed down like this, and here's also the pin connectors. So that's the infrared tracking module. Ooh, I'm gonna save the best for last. So here, this one is the motor driver module. Oh, let me get you open. You know what? I know how to handle you. Bam! Well-prepared people know about this tool here. It is a must-have for any occasion. Bam! Leatherman. I'm not endorsed by any of this. I just have it. But yeah, here is the motor driver. I probably should have, well, ooh, trying to be careful. Come on. I don't want to short nothing out on this board with my hands. I probably should get some demagnetized gloves to ensure the more I work with circuits and circuit boards that I'm not shorting anything out. But yes, there we go. This is the motor driver. So you would hook up all four of the motors to these pins here, and they would be the driver. They would be what, you know, controls the rotation of those motors, which, you know, rotate the tires. So I'm going to sit that there. And here, my expansion board. I mean, they really do give you a great kit for a low amount. Now, don't get me wrong. I saw some people on there selling this thing for like 70, 100 places. It's actually sold out. I found it on eBay. It's funny, at the beginning they were plentiful when I first looked at them, and then all of a sudden sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. I had to go search it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then this is the expansion board. So this board will sit on top of the main board, and this is what I'll attach my battery packs and all of that to. But yeah, they started, I saw prices that were like $100. Boom. $100. And I'm like, oh no, that's not what I looked at before. But I was able to find this one brand new, like I said, under $50. And that's with shipping. And here's the main brains that's going to drive this vehicle. Just get it out of here. Get out of there. There we go. Ah, look at that. The Elego Uno R3, which is a clone that is I'll say equal to the Arduino Uno. So you can find some good clones out there. Just make sure they're good ones. I heard nothing but good reviews with this one. And because it's a clone, it's kind of set up with the same pin setup, I'm quite sure it would be easy to use some Arduino components with this particular microcontroller. But this is the brains that's going to control everything. Now, I'm going to continue this with beginning to build my adventures in building this actual vehicle and testing it out in my preceding videos. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more content. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Oh, let's do that the right way. Ah! There we go. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. I'll get back to you and share more of what I do. All right. Till next time.